In our latest Because It Matters series, Newshub can reveal an iconic global Kiwi company has fallen victim to COVID-19. Adventure Consultants, regarded as one of the best mountaineering companies in the world, is closing.
They were the first to guide paying customers to the summit of Mt Everest, and in the 3 decades since, its Wanaka staff have guided expeditions to peaks on every continent.
But that era is now over. Guy Cotter has done something few others have. He stood on the summit of Mt Everest not once or twice, but 5 times.
Working perhaps a little harder.
Tough. I always want to go back there and do some more.
A passion for climbing mountains turned into a career when he was asked by mountaineers Rob Hall and Gary Ball to join the first ever expedition of its kind, guiding paying customers to the top of Everest. That was the genesis of Adventure Consultants. It can now boast guiding 360 people to the very top of the world, an endeavour which can easily take a tragic turn. Rob Hall died on an expedition in 1996, events which were made into the film Everest. Cotter, who led the rescue mission from base camp, then took over what was left of the company.
Don't do that to me, eh?
Starting out in an old shed in his back garden, adding expeditions to each of the 7 summits. Peter Hillary opened the new office in 2013.
Adventure Consultants is one of the world's finest international guiding operations. They're the best. They're an outstanding operation. We should be very proud of them as New Zealanders.
But Adventure Consultants is closing. They're packing up and moving out of the building, with Cotter abseiling from the roof to remove the signage he once proudly installed. COVID-19 proving to be the one mountain he can't scale.
Adventure Consultants, as we know it, has definitely come to an end. That's been really disappointing and distressing. It wasn't, in the plan, but here we are, and we can't really do anything about it at this point.
Is it devastating?
It is absolutely devastating.
Since the borders closed, the domestic tourism market has accounted for less than half of 1% of their previous income. And on that, they simply can't keep afloat.
I think COVID has taken a lot from me and all of my immediate community.
Adventure Consultants has had to let go 14 full-time staff in a region which has already lost 2,000 jobs since the pandemic began. But the business employed hundreds more around the world. It ran expeditions on every continent. And it's the Nepalese Sherpas that they're now most concerned about. The last expedition on Everest employed 75 Sherpas and many more support staff. And they now have no income at all. For General Manager Suze Kelly, the shutdown is heartbreaking.
It does feel like it's been quite a long, sad year since COVID started. All our trips were based on people being able to arrive from all over the world to join a trip on certain dates together. So once you can't do that, that's the end of it.
Kelly was Adventure Consultants Base Camp Manager and remains committed to helping their Sherpas.
Through our Sherpa Future Fund, we've been able to fundraise quite a lot and being able to send over funds to support each household. So that's been really, really super appreciated.
Cotter still holds out hope he hasn't seen his last Everest summit. But locking the door one last time before handing over the keys, he knows it's the end of an era and is grateful for all the adventures along the way.
And tomorrow night in part 2 of this Because It Matters series, we speak to Sherpas in Nepal about the devastating impact COVID-19 has had there.
And why they're now welcoming mountaineers back to Everest and relaxing border restrictions, despite the very real possibility of another deadly wave of the virus.